My husband is leaning more, I think, towards barn cats.
Why?
Tell us. What would you say is the biggest thing that holds people back from adopting, if not their husband? Can you tell us a little bit about him? He's
Golden
perfect.
eyes,
Let's start there. How many do you think I could fit in my car?
Oh no, I think it's this one.
The Wave Original, brought to you by Amazon Pets. This is a duck, because we're here at the PSPCA. You'll notice when we transition to the next scene that that's right, snow on the ground. And that's because we actually filmed this episode 6 weeks ago. But then something special happened. Thank you so much. So we had to film an entirely new ending. That's called a tease. Welcome, real ones, to the cuddliest, fuzziest, furriest, probably most personally reckless episode of FAFO. And that's saying something, because I have held a snake and snowboarded down a mountain with absolutely no training. As you can see here by my co-star Shug, I am surrounded here by my people. And by people, I mean dogs. Soon, maybe even cats and some puppies. And maybe, who knows, if Queen Emma has anything to do with it, maybe turtles. And guess what? We're right in my own backyard. Today, we're fucking around at the PSPCA, Mainline Animal Rescue. I'm gonna get to hang out with all of their adoptable animals today. That's right, I said adoptable, which brings me right back to the personally reckless comment. Oh no. Yeah, I know I'm putting myself in a very bad predicament here, but we'll find out whether or not I can figure out how to leave this place without a cat or a dog or a puppy, or maybe a turtle for Emma. Some of you might know that between my husband and I, we have an ongoing cat saga. Jason does know that I'm here today. We did discuss whether or not he would be peeved if I came home with an animal. And when I said, rate how mad on a scale of 1 to 10, he said 10. To my credit, he did not distinguish which side of the scale was pissed. So, together, we are going to find out whether or not by the end of this episode, I end up with a 4-legged furry friend. Oh no. Okay, enough talking about it. Can we please go meet some puppies? Come on. While I try to gather myself, let me introduce you to our guide for today. This is Jillian, the director of PR here at the PSPCA. Jillian, thank you for having us today.
Of course, it's our pleasure. We're so excited.
Can you tell us a little bit about how animals end up in your care?
Yeah, so they very often come to us through our animal cruelty work. So what sort of makes us the Pennsylvania SPCA is that we have 4 physical locations, but we cover 18 counties with our animal law enforcement team. So we're rescuing animals every single day from cruelty and neglect. And that really is animals of all kinds. So today, obviously, we're here right now with the Great Dane and her puppies, but we'll see lots of other animals that we have here. The animals come in really bad shape, but the thing that keeps us going is that we get to heal them and send them on the path to recovery and then see them off to their amazing lives.
Now, once they're here, they get some of the best care from Dr. Alicia.
Yes.
Now, obviously, right here we have Caroline.
Yeah.
She came in with a seizure of how many dogs?
I actually, was it 19?
It's something like that.
19?
We had 2 rescues back to back. So I always think of the number 39 because we brought these guys in and then the very next day had another one. So it was somewhere in the vicinity of, a couple dozen dogs.
And she was underweight, emaciated.
Yeah.
And you guys barely could tell that she was pregnant?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a surprise. When we noticed that she was pregnant, we didn't think she was nearly as far along as she was. She really hit it well, and I think she was probably putting all of her reserves into her babies. And then she gave birth here, and she did fantastic. We have these beautiful babies to show for it. She stayed here at the hospital with us for maybe 4 or 5 days. And then when we knew everybody was okay, she was kind of starting to calm down with people. She was a little bit protective in the beginning. As you can see, That's
Good job, Mama.
She's fine now, but the first few days,
Same.
she went to foster and she's been there since. So, but she's so loving and sweet.
Now, once the puppies are old enough, they will hopefully be adopted out. I'm sure we'll have no problem because look at them. But Caroline, I'm assuming will also be up for adoption.
She will.
And hot take, everyone, I think that dogs are actually better than puppies. I always say when my kids are old enough to understand the boundaries and respect them with dogs, I am going to come out here on a regular basis and just at least at any given time have 4 rescues in our house. Don't tell my husband. Don't tell my husband. Look at her checking on everyone.
Making sure everybody's
Oh, what a good mom. If you could tell people what the biggest concerns are, basically how we can lessen the number of dogs or animals that end up in a rescue situation, what would you say?
Probably first and foremost is spay and neuter, the unwanted litters or the irresponsible litters. That would really help us have less dogs and cats in general. Planning ahead, right now I think it's really, really hard, but veterinary care can be a little bit expensive as well. And don't do terrible things to them so that they don't end up here with us.
Isn't it that simple?
Yeah.
It really is that simple. So Caroline had 8 puppies.
She did.
Can I pet this puppy? Mom?
Say hi, yes, a good girl.
Now, when can they go home? Sorry, Caroline. They won't be pulling on your stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So
they are just starting to
pasta.
be on some what we call slurry type food. They're getting interested in water, all of that. So they're about 4 weeks old now. So another 4 weeks with mom.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are any of these puppies, asking for a friend, of course, are any of these puppies spoken for?
Do you know the answer, Julian? I don't think so, yeah.
Not yet.
That was great.
Oh, yeah.
I love it over there instead of over here.
Yeah, it was great. You peed. Good job.
Yeah, Mom, check it out. Is she hydrated? What do we think? This is me when I open a diaper. She's investigating.
She's checking it out.
This is
for
mom
sure.
duty. So I've always said, this is a bad thing to share. I've always said that I wanted a black and white Great Dane, and I wanted to name her Moo.
Oh, it's a perfect name.
Because she's a small cow. No offense, Mom. I call myself a cow too.
She says no offense taken.
Yes. Grass puppies are a target of mine. Maybe one day I'll have a cow too. I literally was showing our 2-year-old last night because we were laying in bed together, and I said, Benny, do you want to know a secret? I get to go see puppies tomorrow. And she was like, are you going to kiss on the mouth? And I was like, maybe. How many do you think I could fit in my car?
I have all of them.
Perfect.
They all came together in one car, and including mom. So
perfect.
Everyone
So I
knows.
said this was going to end up being like a Melissa McCarthy and Bridesmaids situation.
yes.
I took 9.
Everyone gets a puppy.
Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. This is an important question. When they are she has a heart on her neck. Jesus Christ. She has a literal heart on her neck. Can you zoom in on that?
Can you show
It's
him?
right,
hand,
it's
I
right
think,
where
Alicia.
Alicia's hand
Oh,
is.
sorry, right
Nope,
there.
that's okay. That is a heart, in case anyone needed to know. So, yeah, I wasn't prepared to see that. I wasn't prepared for that. Oh, God.
Say hi.
Yeah. She got you a baby.
I'm not going to take him. I promise.
No.
He's not even allowed to leave you yet.
Nope.
She's becoming much more trusting of the process. and-
Goodness.
Yeah.
Are you joking?
You look just like her.
This one looks like you.
Yeah.
He looks just
looks like
always
you.
the blue eyes. Hi. Are you joking? Are you joking?
You got a lot of wrinkles on that face.
Mom.
And the skin.
Did you hear that? Oh no.
Get over there.
Do you hear all the rumbles?
They are grumbling.
Look at the dreaming. Look at the little. Oh, look at the dreaming.
Alicia said that one was the runt of the litter, but it's doing really good.
It is doing
The
really
white
well.
one?
Yep.
That's because she knew I was gonna kiss her.
She's waiting for me.
I just love the fact that I said it so many times, and Bennett's first response was, "You're gonna kiss her on the mouth." Now, when you adopt out, specifically like a Great Dane, I feel like because, like, we're an Irish Wolfhound household. But do you find that you have to be more careful about making sure that you're adopting like breed-specific households, obviously they're going to be quite large, taking a lot of that into consideration, cost of food, cost of vet care.
Yes, vet care and everything, especially.
Is that something that you guys take into consideration when you receive applications?
Yeah, and heavily counseled on as well. You know, even if maybe you are a first-time, dog owner, and it is going to fit your lifestyle, they still want to make sure that you're understanding of the things that come along with that, like bloat and things that we want to be really careful about, and
a little stomach tack.
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
Tell us all the things.
With you.
Look at. Can we
Are you a boy or a girl? I don't even know.
I think it's a girl. Can you just zoom in on the spot on her nose, please? Because good God. Oh my gosh.
She's a cutie.
Can you imagine? You're so perfect. You all are. Dr. Alicia, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Jillian, where are we headed next?
Yeah, we have an exciting place to go next. We're going to go see some cats at the catio.
Perfect. Let me just. nobody look.
Listen, I think this is like the perfect, heat source for a cold day.
Are you joking?
You picked that sweater for a reason, didn't you? Pockets and
Down here.
Okay, everybody, hop in. You are so stinking cute. And the brown ears. You're joking. I'm fine. I'm fine. Are you fine? I'm fine. Oh no. My husband's gonna be pissed.
All right, Kylie, so we're here in the cat room with Sarah Brown, who's our resident cat expert.
That's my favorite title. I am a proud cat lady. I will admit it. I love to talk about cats, so that's me.
So how many cats are in the room with us right now?
We have 4 cats in this room, but we can have anywhere up to like hundreds of cats at a time because of our animal law enforcement team.
This room.
Not in this room, no. Just throughout our shelters. We can rescue, just 2 cats. So little Theodore here came in with one other cat after being found on a road in a carrier. But then we can, sometimes get upwards of like 70, 80 cats in from a hoarding type situation. Or a couple years ago, we got a bunch of rag dolls that all came in together, pushing 100. So it always varies, but right now there's only 4 in here and they're all really lovely.
Now, how frequently are cats adopted?
Cats go pretty quick. Of course, kittens tend to fly out the door, we always say. But it just really depends on their temperament as well. So a really social cat could go faster, but then one that's a little bit more fearful, which we do see pretty often, could take a little bit of a, transitionary period here in the shelter first. That's why we love rooms like the one that we're in right now, because it can really help them behaviorally as well as to kind of showcase their temperaments to adopters. So like little Theodore here behind us again, he's super social, and that's great for anybody that's coming in looking for a cat. They know exactly what qualities they want. A cat that's gonna jump in my lap or be really playful. But then it's really good for other cats like Queen over here, who's a little old lady and just wants to chill out.
So this room assists in sort of those behavioral assessment that allows you to recommend which cats would fit best in which home. Now, what would you say is the biggest thing that holds people back from adopting, if not their husband?
I think it would just be, of course, cost of animals is a little bit more expensive, but also it could be behavioral based. So a cat like Theo here could get adopted really quick, but a more fearful one that's not really showing herself or himself could wait a little bit longer. But that's why we have our behavior team and our wonderful staff and volunteers to work with them and help them become more adoptable.
Theodore here, how long has he been here?
He's only been here a couple weeks. He was in protective custody for a little bit first, which means we were kind of investigating his case. He came in with a cat named Eleanor, who is still here as well. She is a little bit more skittish, I believe, than Theodore. So we're still working with her a little bit, but
a very cute
they both
name.
Find their homes, I know.
Now, what would be the best case scenario for Theodore?
Oh, I think Theodore can live in really any home. So just finding one.
So
he's a little bit playful, so one that'll keep him active.
Sure.
And, obviously, he can live with other cats because he's in here. Honestly, I feel like this cat would like a dog too.
So he
maybe
might
little
go
humans
home with
too.
one of our cameramen.
Oh yeah.
There are 2 vying for his attention. That's up next on Cat Love Island. Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
Where are you going?
Oh, he's meowing. He's going to pick.
He's gonna pick someone. He's gonna pick someone.
Let's see.
Who's gonna be?
Who's he gonna pick? Who's he gonna pick?
Oh, the toy.
Okay. A lot of people have this misconception that you can't necessarily find something that you may have wanted forever in a rescue situation. What do you say to them in terms of cats?
That's just not true. We get ragdolls, we get Bengal cats, we've had Cornish Rexes before. So you can really find any breed at a shelter. I always tell people that it might take a little bit longer to find one if you want something really rare, but most of the time you can find them there.
Just in case you're wondering, he's as soft as he looks. He's delightful.
You want the snack?
Here. Oh, yeah, here's your snack.
I'll help you. It is chicken and
He's
cheese.
so polite looking in
Oh,
here.
what do you think about it?
Look at that. Look at how polite he is, guys.
It's like, I'm not sure.
So you want him?
Oh, there you go.
So, if you're my husband, just ignore the fact that I'm getting up close and personal with these cats. You saw nothing. Jillian, where are we headed next?
Yeah, so next we're headed to our home school where we're gonna meet a dog I think you're really gonna like. All right, Kylie, so we're here in a very exciting room with a wonderful dog and our site director, Lisa Maggio, who will tell us all about our homeschool, which is this great room.
Yes, Lisa, this is adorable, first of all. When we first came into the room, it was very gently, like lightly explained to me. Can you please explain to the people what
Absolutely.
this room is for?
We are so lucky to have this room. It simulates the home environment. So when we have our wonderful volunteers and staff, they bring dogs down to decompress. They get to know really what a home environment is like. We've got microwaves, we've got TVs, or just to sit down and just calm the dog and let them enjoy this environment. So very lucky. Not too many rescues have this type of, so we're very, very lucky to have this.
Now, you guys incorporate all the things that would truly be in a home, a TV, a microwave, things that might make noise or be different if a dog has not necessarily lived in a traditional home setting.
That's correct.
Do you have moments in here that are surprises? Maybe things that they experience where you're like, oh, they really haven't ever seen a television.
You know, yes, especially if we can get we get a couple dogs in to play. What they'll do is run around the different tables and they'll be, wait, this is fun. I can relax, my mind can be at ease and enjoy myself in here.
Cody is here with us.
Yes.
He is currently up for adoption.
He is.
And can you tell us a little bit about him?
He's one of our two golden
perfect.
guys.
Let's start there. He's perfect.
He is perfect.
He's perfect.
He is 8 years old. He came in the end of last year. Sometimes life changes with families and they have to surrender their pets. So Cody is here. He would probably like a low to medium activity type of family. We will catch him occasionally at night on his kennel bed, upside down.
Sure.
So that's always a source of entertainment. But he's a love, as you can tell. And he would be a great in a home. He probably would love, he was just saying he would love probably a fenced in yard. Probably a little experienced adopter that is used to the large breeds. So
Sure.
yeah, but he's a great dog.
He's so perfect. He has the German Shepherd button on the top of his head, that little black spot. And I can confirm he is a thick boy. Don't listen. He is a big dog. But like we said at the beginning, he's perfect.
He is perfect.
He has extra hair for your couch.
He does.
And a very cute hot breath.
Yes, he does.
And that's how we like it.
And the great thing about the rescue is we get breed specific dogs, which we're lucky to have, but we also get a lot of mix. We get all different sizes. So, sometimes the rescue, they only get, certain, it's a stigma, but we actually have a variety in all ages.
That is, I would say, probably, I think, what people think of most when they think of rescue dogs, that they think of, like, quite frankly, pitties.
Right.
Which, if raised right, are some of the sweetest loves you've ever met in your whole life.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame that breed has gotten the stigma that it has.
Absolutely.
But if that is not the direction that you want to go with adding to your family, like you were saying, you have a purebred German Shepherd. Like, what are we talking about? Also, they are, if you want to rebrand it to make it better, a pitty could be a purebred couch hippo.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Can happen.
Land seal.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
In the latest episode of Not Gonna Lie, hosted by Kylie Kelce, the tone strikes a balance between humor, spontaneity, and heartfelt storytelling as she steps into the world of animal rescue. Filmed in collaboration with the Pennsylvania SPCA, the episode unfolds like a personal journey rather than a structured visit, capturing the emotional highs, unexpected decisions, and deeper reflections that come with interacting closely with animals in need of homes. What begins as a playful and slightly risky adventure, given Kylie's ongoing cat saga with her husband, Jason Kelce, gradually transforms into something more meaningful as she confronts the realities of adoption, responsibility, and compassion. From the outset, Kylie sets the tone by acknowledging the personally reckless nature of her visit. She jokes about her tendency to get carried away, hinting that leaving without adopting an animal might be more difficult than expected. This self-awareness becomes a recurring thread throughout the episode, adding a layer of relatability to her experience. Her humor is quick and natural, often surfacing in her interactions with the staff and animals, but it never overshadows the genuine care she shows toward the rescue's mission. As she is guided through the facility, viewers are introduced to the inner workings of the organization. The Pennsylvania SPCA is portrayed not just as a shelter, but as an active force in animal law enforcement, rescuing animals from neglect and cruelty across multiple counties. The staff explain how animals arrive in poor condition, sometimes underweight, injured, or emotionally withdrawn, and how they are rehabilitated through medical care, behavioral support, and foster programs. This behind-the-scenes perspective adds depth to the episode, shifting it from light entertainment to an educational experience about the realities of animal welfare. One of the most memorable segments involves Kylie meeting a Great Dane named Caroline and her puppies. Caroline's story is both heartbreaking and inspiring. She arrived at the shelter emaciated and unexpectedly pregnant, yet managed to give birth safely under the care of the rescue team. Kylie's reaction to the puppies is immediate and emotional. She is visibly charmed by their innocence and energy, joking about fitting all of them into her car and taking them home. Her playful exaggerations highlight a real emotional pull that many viewers can relate to, the irresistible urge to adopt when surrounded by animals in need. At the same time, the episode doesn't shy away from addressing the responsibilities that come with pet ownership. Discussions around spaying and neutering, veterinary costs, and long-term commitment are woven naturally into the conversation. The staff emphasize that many animals end up in shelters due to preventable circumstances, such as unplanned litters or lack of proper care. This message is delivered without judgment, making it more impactful and accessible to the audience. Kylie's journey continues into the cat section, where she encounters a range of feline personalities. Here, the concept of barn cats is introduced, cats that are not suited for indoor domestic life but thrive in outdoor environments like farms or warehouses. This idea resonates with Kylie as she reflects on her husband's preference for less domesticated pets. The discussion highlights an important aspect of adoption. Not every animal fits the traditional mold of a household pet, and understanding their needs is crucial to ensuring a successful placement. The interaction with the cats also brings attention to common misconceptions about rescue animals. Many people believe that shelters only house mixed breeds or animals with behavioral issues, but the episode challenges this notion by showcasing a variety of cats, including those with desirable traits and temperaments. Kylie's playful engagement with the cats, feeding them, observing their behavior, and joking about sneaking one home, adds warmth to the segment while reinforcing the idea that rescue animals can be just as loving and compatible as those from breeders. Another significant moment comes during her time in the training area, where she meets Cody, an older dog with a calm and affectionate demeanor. Cody represents a different side of adoption, one that often gets overlooked. While puppies tend to attract immediate attention, older animals can offer stability and companionship without the challenges of early training. Kylie's connection with Cody is genuine, and she openly expresses her admiration for him, even joking about adding him to her tab of potential adoptions. The episode also delves into the work of animal law enforcement officers, who are responsible for investigating cases of cruelty and neglect. This segment adds a sobering dimension to the narrative, reminding viewers of the darker realities that many animals face before being rescued. The officer explains the difference between neglect and cruelty, sharing examples of recent cases that underscore the importance of public awareness and intervention. Despite the heavy subject matter, the focus remains on hope and recovery, emphasizing the positive outcomes made possible through rescue efforts. As Kylie moves into the barn area, the concept of barn cats is explored in greater detail. These cats, often unsocialized due to their upbringing, are better suited for outdoor environments where they can live independently while still receiving care. This aligns with her husband's perspective, providing a practical compromise in their ongoing discussion about adopting a cat. Kylie's acceptance of this idea reflects her growing understanding of different animal needs and the importance of matching them with the right environment. The episode builds toward its conclusion with a sense of anticipation. Kylie returns to the puppies, acknowledging that they are not yet ready to leave their mother, which buys her time to consider her decision. However, a twist reveals that several weeks later, she is given another opportunity, this time with a group of German Shepherd puppies. The shift in setting and timing adds a narrative arc to the episode, making it feel more like a story than a simple documentary. In the final moments, Kylie's decision becomes clear. Despite her earlier interest in cats and her husband's preferences, she chooses a German Shepherd puppy, naming her Bernadette. The choice feels both spontaneous and inevitable, shaped by her emotional journey throughout the episode. Her excitement is palpable, and her playful acknowledgement that her husband may still change the name adds a light-hearted ending. Beyond the adoption itself, the episode leaves viewers with a broader message about compassion and responsibility. It encourages people to consider adoption not just as an act of kindness, but as a commitment that requires thought, preparation, and understanding. It also highlights alternative ways to support animal rescues, such as donations or providing supplies, making the message inclusive for those who may not be ready to adopt. Overall, the script of this episode can be defined as a hybrid narrative that blends personal storytelling, educational content, and emotional engagement. It avoids a rigid structure, instead flowing organically through Kylie's experiences and interactions. The absence of a formal framework allows the authenticity of the moment to shine through, making the episode feel genuine and unscripted. At its core, it is a story about connection, between humans and animals, between intention and action, and between humor and heart.